Hey, kia ora everybody, Chris Farhi here from the Bayleys Insights team. So this is our monthly housing market update video. Now if you're wondering where I'm sitting today, I'm actually at Elizabeth Towers in Tauranga Central. And so this is the huge new development above the farmers right in the heart of the city. I'm currently sitting in apartment 702, which is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, beautiful lock and leave configuration. I've been down here today having a bit of a snoop around and must say that this is an impressive building in terms of the quality and quantum of amenity for all the residents that live here. If you want to learn more about this project, get in contact using the link in the description. So first up, figured we'd canvass some of the data that we've seen over the past month. And so number one was the house price trend data through the Real Estate Institute. So across New Zealand during March, there were 6,500 homes that sold. This was about 8% up on the same time last year, but still a little bit quieter than a typical March. NZ house prices went down slightly during March. They seem to be sort of bumbling and just bouncing around as they go sideways at the moment. Median house price 800,000, and if you delve into the regional results, they were a little bit mixed. Most cities showing a slight drop, but this is not really a massive concern for us because we have seen the index bouncing around a little bit over the past 3 or 4 months. Overall view on pricing is it seems to be moving sideways at the moment. Next up, we've got data on the supply of homes for sale. So this is powered by realestate.co.nz. Now you would have seen this in the media, the overall supply of homes for sale at the moment is relatively high. Now what seems to be happening here is that the flow of new listings hitting the market is kind of normal, but the sales rates are still a little bit lower. And so that's basically meaning that stock's building up in the market. We think that this could put a little bit of downward pressure on prices in the short term. Although generally so far we've seen, despite elevated stock, prices have just been moving sideways, which is, I guess, good. Third data point that we think is useful is that every quarter we survey all of Bayleys agents across the country to get their sentiment and sort of see what issues they're seeing in the market. And they're generally picking 3 kind of key themes at the moment. The first is vendors with price expectations that are above where the market actually is for their property. And then on the buy side, we've got buyers getting distracted by the number of listings that's on the market at the moment. It's a little bit harder to pin down. And then their budgets also getting dampened by higher interest rates. What we are seeing through our auction rooms though, is when good properties come up for sale and they're fairly priced, they're clearing quite nicely through the auction process. And so I guess the key to that is having a realistic appraisal on your property when you get underway with marketing to make sure that when you get to that moment of having offers on the table, you can treat them seriously. Next up, we've got our sales snapshot, right? And so in this video, we're sampling some homes that recently sold around the New Zealand median house price of 800,000. So across New Zealand, half of the properties on market sold below this amount and half above it. And so first up, we've got 12 Hokoteta Street in Mount Wellington in Auckland. And so sharp price, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 66 square meters, well suited to first home buyers or investors. This one was marketed by Natasha Robinson, Robert Ashton and Midori Wang from Bayleys Remuera, and they've actually got a couple of other similar homes for sale in that development at the moment. Next up, we've got 46 Brenley Drive in Rolleston in Canterbury. More for your money, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms on 604 square meters. This was built in 2020 and the design includes a multi-purpose garden room, which is great for hobbies, work from home and all that sort of stuff. That was marketed by Sarah Booth and Nick Booth from Bayleys Rolleston. And then third up around that median house price, we've got 2164 Elsthorpe Road in Elsthorpe in the Hawke's Bay. So it's a lifestyle, rural bliss with dual living options, 6 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms on 1.6 hectares. This had 2 homes on the property, expansive grounds, and they actually had a lot of interest from households teaming up to purchase the 2 homes, kind of working together. And this was marketed by Charlotte Coddington and Andy Hunter from Bayleys Waipukurau. Next up, casting our mind to the outlook for the market. There's a couple of quite nice positive factors coming through and then a couple of headwinds. So on the positive side, we've got strong migration at the moment. We had a net gain of about 130,000 people over the past 12 months. Most of those people are coming from places like China, India, Philippines, and what you'll find is that they'll typically be subject to the foreign buyer ban at the moment. So what that's meaning is a lot of pressure into the rental market. We think that that's going to prompt first home buyers to buy along with investors, particularly as interest rates get under control. Second is that we've got the government policies that have been changed to reignite interest from investors, so interest deductibility, bright line test and things like that. And then third up, we've got generally a much more positive sentiment in the market than what we saw last year. So a couple of really nice positive features. A couple of headwinds though, so interest rates still are relatively high. We saw the latest inflation data come out over the past month that showed that inflation's heading down, but a lot of commentators were still concerned about the core inflation, and that might mean that interest rates actually stay elevated for a little bit longer. So that's a bit of a headwind. We've also had that sort of high level of supply on the market, which is distracting buyers, and then a little bit of negative sentiment coming through the media kind of in response to that high level of supply, and then things like economic concerns. So you've got a bit of a mixed bag at the moment, but our overall sort of view is that the market's going to continue to track sideways and sort of slowly improve, although in the short term we might see a little bit of downward risk on prices just due to the high number of homes that's for sale at the moment. Then finally, to wrap up, we've got the property of the week. So first up, we've got 24 Baxter Crescent in Cambridge in the Waikato. Reserve front, seamless sophistication. 3 beds, 2 baths on 1,500 square meters, 252 square meter home that was built in 2018. You can walk down to the reserve from your front gate, which is pretty cool. And if you want to learn more about this one, contact Amanda Merrington from Bayleys Cambridge. And then of course we've got this property right here, right? So we've got apartment 702, 38 Elizabeth Street in Tauranga Central. This is Elizabeth Towers inspired elevated living. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment, but they do have a range of configurations available at the moment. This property has probably the coolest common residence amenity that I've seen. So if you want to learn more about this apartment or any of the other homes that's for sale at Elizabeth Towers, get in contact with the Bayleys Residential Projects team using the link in the description. Well, that's it, we'll wrap it up here. So massive thanks to the developer of Elizabeth Towers, the Bayleys Residential Projects team for hosting me. And yeah, we'll see you next time.